Hull City for me, I was here 3 3/4 years. It's the proudest job I've ever done.
It was 19 years that the club hadn't been promoted. So at some point you look at the size of the club, you look at the size of the city, you look at the new stadium and go, right, everything's set to go. The positivity around the place was phenomenal.
To get promoted and obviously win the last game in front of your home fans, it just all clicked together. And it was just amazing. It was amazing, mate. You can't put into words the feeling.
This season was a foundation stone. We didn't really know where it was going to lead to, but you knew it was going to be the start of something, certainly not the end of it.
Yeah, I remember all them years ago, I remember joining the club. I remember walking around the pitch with Peter Taylor, telling us sort of the plans and the future. This probably is credit to the guy that he said he wanted promotion that year and the year after to the Championship. And even as a player, we all dream and we all expect things and we demand things of each other and the people around us. But the reality is, how hard is it to get 1 promotion, never mind 2? Yeah, it really was a fantastic year of football for the stadium, the fans, the club and the city.
You know, we were lucky. At that time, you didn't see too many Man United shirts and Liverpool shirts and Tottenham shirts around here. All you kept seeing was Hull City shirts because everybody was so proud of the team. And you know, when we played Yeovil the week before, I can remember in the morning talking to Adam Pearson saying, we're going to do it today. And there was just something in me that was just so confident that we were going to get promotion. And we did that day.
We'd had 3 games where we could have gone up, and we'd got 3 draws out of it. But the fact that it'd been so long before this opportunity had arisen, you know, nearly 2 decades, having started going to City in the 90s and seeing the clubs deteriorate over that period, it just felt that, you know, would we ever get a moment like this ever again?
And Yeovil get us underway.
Sure, I think when you come to a big club at that level, like Hull City, you always feel pressure. But again, I think it goes down to recruitment. And I'm a big believer now that promotions follow people around. It's not luck. And Ian Ashby and Nick Barmer the year after, people like that, sort of the environment and the culture you create, winning is the only thing that's acceptable. And then when you get the fan base that we get and sort of the ride that we all feel as though we're on, and all of a sudden that creates sort of a snowball effect where everything's positive and you go on and achieve what's expected.
In football, it's round hole, round pegs, and we had everything just went into place. And we had a class manager, and we had a good team, and everybody got on, and it all worked out.
Ashby trying to put Allsop away into the area. And Allsop's won it back, then goes down, and that's a penalty for the Tigers. Danny Allsop fell in the box, and the Tigers have a penalty. Excellent play by Danny Allsop, making the move for himself, cutting in. Here goes Stuart Green. Scores! What a penalty from Green, right in the right-hand corner. What a vital goal for the Tigers. Mobbed by his teammates, the travelling fans go crazy behind the goal. Keeps it in well. Richard Hines with a cross in. Elliott trying to get the header. Comes out to Ashby. Gets it back into Junior Lewis. Might come to Ashby again. And the curler from Ashby. Oh, what a goal from Ian Ashby! If we thought the goal at Southend was a classic, then that is even better.
It was for me an unbelievable feeling because you know, you can imagine you come to a big club like this that was underachieving. And then finally we get our first promotion, or we get a promotion. So it was a wonderful feeling for everybody involved because everybody put in so much hard work in getting that promotion.
It just felt that everything had kind of aligned at the right time, and for my generation especially, that was going to Boothry Park and seeing, you know, team being relegated or struggling, it felt just amazing, absolutely amazing.
And that is it, Hull City are promoted to Division 2. A peach of a goal from Ian Ashby sends the Tigers up. It's Yeovil 1, Hull City 2, and that's the man whose goals settled the nerves, and that is the man who has perhaps scored one of the goals of the season.
I'm sure there was some sore heads after Yeovil, and mine included, and I'm sure that they were encouraged to go and celebrate after putting in so much hard work to get enough points to go and get promotion. But knowing the players and knowing the atmosphere that was around here all the time, the players would want to make sure they're in very good condition for the next match. Like any football manager, any football player, you want to win every game anyway, you know. So if it meant that you know, you want to finish off right because you want to push on for next season, that would be the feeling that I would have had and the players would have had. You also enjoy it, but then you have one little thought on what can be done to go and get this little atmosphere again, because that's what we wanted. Once you get the joy, and once you get some reward, you want more of it.
That was drilled into us from early stages, that winning is the only thing that's acceptable. And when you don't win, you've give everything you can and you've played really well, or the opposition had to play really well. So we knew that game, he only wanted success, so we had to go and perform and we had to win, otherwise you didn't play. He would make changes if it was a last game, so we knew that, so he knew the standards expected, which was credit to him and his staff.
You're only as good as your last game, as they say, and obviously if you lose the last game before you go into the new season of being promoted, in the back of your mind, if you go 1 or 2-0 down, you're going to struggle to get over that hurdle. So winning that game was massive for us.
The atmosphere prior to, I think everybody had come in with such just a feeling of jubilation. It's rare you can come into a game with absolutely nothing riding on it, and yet you've just got such an opportunity of such a feeling of euphoria. Before the match was a carnival atmosphere. Martin Hainstock going through and introducing the stands was particularly kind of as joyous as I think he ever did it. Really, it was wonderful. It was really just a joy to be a part of. The stadium itself was built for a higher echelon of football than we were playing in at the time, and it's such a great springboard. You just felt that the potential that the club had was so untapped for so many years, and we had now had the base to build from and hopefully achieve it.
I'll never forget it, honestly. When people talk to me about my career, I always say Hull City is the best feeling I've ever had in my life, and because you know everybody kept saying it's a sleeping giant, and I just felt as though that we woke the place up. You know, the players, the supporters, the togetherness, everything that was there was a good feeling. That they had no doubts in their mind when they was putting their boots on that Saturday afternoon, they were going to win the match.
We started off well, but there was just a little, maybe a bit too much kind of almost sort of taking it for granted. City was still comfortably a better side, but there was just lacking that little bit of intensity maybe to give the goals and give the result that maybe the fans wanted at that stage.
Other places I've been at, maybe I'd have been, you know, a little bit more nervous whether we are going to step it up in the second half. But the players, you know, I remember that season we started off with Darlington at home, winning 4-1, and that's how we carried on, you know. And even if we had setbacks, we had a great changing room, great togetherness. That was the feeling that we had. That was the changing room that we had. We had good players, and that's why we were successful.
I just wanted to get on. But the thing was, I did have a dicky hamstring. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, but I wanted to play. Yeah, I think I scored it, and when I went to the crowd, I went, ooh, I think I've tweaked something there.
Plenty of bodies in there, the cross comes in, Elliott goes up there, and it's in the back of the net! Jason Price is the scorer! The man on as a sunken half Son gets the header into the bottom right-hand corner.
A lot of clubs work at set pieces and then the delivery's no good. But in Andy Dawson's situation, he always used to, hit the target. Price has got there and he would score goals like that all the time. And so we got rewarded that day.
When I scored, I think that's when everything erupted. The players realised we're going to score one or two more. Yeah. It was just breaking that force field of their defence.
Price was a great asset, and his goal was very typical of how he played that season. It did raise spirits, it did lift the fans, and took the lid off everything. It gave people what they wanted.
Suspicion of handball. The referee had a good view of that. Delaney does well, finds Forrester. The Tigers breaking forward. Delaney still with him. Still Jamie Forrester. Finds Delaney on the left-hand side. Still Delaney! Oh! What a goal from Damien Delaney! The ground erupts. That was a fantastic finish from Delaney. Curled it in the top corner.
Amazing, what a goal. He's done a little block on the edge of our box. We always used to say to Damien, you're 6'2", whatever you are, left-footed, you can run for fun. That would have been goal of the month in any division.
Coming through from that position, we'd seen it before. We'd seen it against Rochdale where he'd run through, and he always felt that he had the ability to do that, but to do it in the manner he did, breaking from his own box, the composure he showed on his wrong foot, cutting in, curling the ball through. It was just such a wonderful thing for him, given where he came from the previous season, and how he'd struggled, and it was a wonderful cap into the season for him.
But that goes to show the team that we had, the level that Damien went and played at, the success he had, both international in the Premier League. So a fantastic goal, and credit to a very good player.
He was great. He was great to work with, always wanting to improve. And if somebody deserved a goal like that, because I used to have a go at him for not scoring enough goals. And so that was a wonderful goal.
Here's Elliott bringing it forward. Might fancy a dig from here, Elliott. He does. Oh, what a goal! Spectacular goals this afternoon from the Tigers. And Elliott joins in.
If you're a manager, you've got to take in those days, because there's not many days like that you can pick the team, enjoy yourself, score 3 goals. There's not many days you could do that where all the stadium are singing, and they couldn't wait to get promotion. As you say, it was a long time since the last time we got promoted. They couldn't wait for it, and they enjoyed their day as we all did. It was a lovely day.
To get promoted and obviously win the last game in front of your home fans, it just all clicked together, and it was just amazing. It was amazing, mate. You can't put into words the feeling.
I threw him a street cred to the wind, and did join in the Mexican wave, but at least the Bristol fans did as well, so I'm not alone in that. Promotions
You have to enjoy and take every minute, because they're hard to come by for clubs, for players, and as you say, to be part of it, I was really fortunate. It was great with the fans, celebrating with the fans. Just a great occasion, and one that sits in my memory to this day.
You're just proud, honestly. You know there would have been difficult moments in the season. You know there'd have been hard decisions to make. You know you'd have upset a few people. You know you'd have pleased a few people. And it's a part of managing. And for the players, it's a part of playing. They had good days, they had bad days. And it's just nice at the end of the season, you can say we got promotion, and it's a lovely reward. But it's not only just for players and staff, whatever. It's for the supporters. I'm not sure supporters realise how much players appreciate their commitment. I think the supporters appreciated the group that we had, and our group appreciated the supporters.
The bus journey, it was crazy, because it was literally, I don't know how far we went, but there was hardly a gap of people for longer than 10 seconds. There were fans everywhere. And that's when you realise that the fan base of this club is massive.
19 years is a long time, nearly 20. It's just such a, the generations before that had promotions, that had the kind of the celebrations that we'd been, deprived of, really. With the club's downturn, and it was just wonderful having that opportunity. I started off at the stadium and then linked it across town to the Guildhall and celebrated outside in the square, and it was fantastic, great occasion, and once again it gave the city an opportunity to celebrate with the team.
As you say, it was 19 years that the club hadn't been promoted, so at some point you look at the size of the club, you look at the size of the city, you look at the new stadium and go, right, everything's set to go. That season was so important because, as you say, it set the ball rolling. The vibe, the positivity around the place was phenomenal. And as you say, we came in the next year because of what the manager and the staff had drilled into us, the belief, what was expected. It was expected to go again. And as you say, I was lucky enough and privileged enough to be fortunate and be part of that.
This season was a foundation stone. Not just for the club, I think also for the city as well, and it did feel that we were just, we didn't really know where it was going to lead to, but you knew it was going to be the start of something, certainly not the end of it. Very few clubs do have the opportunity that we were given to have this place, and for it to produce and be associated with so many great moments in the club's history in only 20 years is just remarkable.
Mate, I love Hull. Like I live Leeds, and every time I drive to Hull, my hairs on my neck stand up. Every time. I've still got that buzz about Hull and everything. And even when I go out with friends, I still get asked for like autographs and pictures, and it's strange how they still enjoy that time as well as now.
For me to come back and be part of this football club, to coming here on a Saturday when I see the fans and the 20,000+ that we've had 2 or 3 times this year, it's brilliant. And all I can say is that the sort of the buzz and the feeling that they're behind us and how it can help the team is incredible. We've had some massive years since this stadium's been built, some extraordinary successes. So yeah, let's roll on the next 20 years and let's hope we can have another 20 years of glory and success.